Hey everyone, Kyle from Cosplays from Trash, and I'm showing off these Daken claws that I made, which are the epitome of trust the process, it's gonna look better. Initially, these looked like banana fingers, but after a bunch of things I did to modify them, turned them into trash, or turned them from trash into little stabby claws that I did a photo shoot at night for. So stick around to the end to see the final product.
As I normally do with any project, the first thing to do is get some trash and try to map out how exactly this is going to look. I had seen this at Dragon Con from a couple people, and I realized that I could make this three-prong system using a variety of metallic and 3D printing scraps. I thought the easiest way to do everything, and also the fastest after a couple trial and errors, was simply screw it together or actually duct tape everything together. I got some of this foam from a massage table in literally a dumpster. Don't worry, made sure it was clean, or at least, well, pretty clean. Ended up just hot gluing a lot of this foam on there, thinking that I would be able to cut these down just a little bit. But as I realized through probably about 2 days of cutting just off and on, I had way too much foam on here and I had made the fingers already a little bit too thick. Unfortunately, these did look like bananas, so I wasn't really confident in my entire foam graveyard at this point. Again, this took several days as cued by the costume change of me cutting and cutting and cutting and shaving a little bit. Eventually ended up covering these with gesso. Gesso is basically, it's not necessarily just cornstarch paint and glue, but when you home make it, it is basically cornstarch glue and paint, and it creates a layer that you can sand on. It's similar to drywall mud, where it really is just a matter of smacking it on there and sanding it down and hoping for the best. Again, this process took way too long for me to do, but when you're doing things for the first time, that's how it goes. Did end up using a little bit of foam clay for some of the tips. The banana fingers, as I affectionately called them, are a little bit too long or a little bit too wide, so this definitely helped make the form a little bit more claw-like after I bent the claws as well and sanded them down so that it looks like they're protruding from the base of the hand and also through the fingers. Got some, I don't remember why I had this like mold-free paint, but it's going to work out when I know there could be a lot of moisture that gets into here, and this is a pretty porous surface because it's foam. So I ended up just coating it in a base layer of paint and then used a variety of yellow, orange, brown, red, and a couple other types, and black, and a few other things to kind of add some texture and make it look a little more bone like. I was a lot happier with how things came out. When you started with banana fingers, you immediately think, this is going to look absolutely terrible. But it ended up looking okay towards the end. Took me a while to actually practice my faces and paint everything on me and cut my hair, but eventually went out at night for the photo shoot. Realized that lighting was really terrible, but eventually I tell myself time and time again, trust the process, because things, end up working out in the end.